This is the framework that I give to my clients that I call your achieving your 90-day impossible goal framework. And I want to share with you how you can use this. And yes, you can download this in the description through the link in the description and use this, make a copy and start using it actually today if you want to kind of break down your big quote unquote impossible goal for the next 90 days and get a lot more clarity on what needs to happen for that goal to be achieved, for you to achieve that goal. And to make this a bit more fun and exciting for yourself. Because let's face it, if we're going after a goal and the process is not fun, it's going to be very, very unlikely that you will achieve that goal. So I'm going to do a mock-up of how we usually use this when I get my clients to start using this framework, and basically give you an example of how you can do this. So let's say the impossible goal, this is a big one for a lot of people, 10K a month, right? Let's just say, for example's sake, you're selling a service, a high ticket coaching service, but it can be anything. Let's say you're just selling like $100 or $10 a product, right? How many units do you need to sell a month to get to that point? So let's just say, for example's sake, what needs to happen to achieve that goal? 4 clients for my $200,000 service. Okay, so that is, let's break that down into weeks. So 1 client a week, 1 client a week. So how many conversations do you need to have basically to achieve that goal, to achieve that client? So let's say your conversion is around 10%. Again, for example's sake, let's say you're doing cold outreach, but if you're doing content, how many people actually convert from your content? Maybe you're making YouTube videos. Take a look at your stats. If you have a video that gets 1,000 or even 10,000 views, how many of those actually convert into clients? And do the math right there. Again, this is something very personal for you. So for you to get a client a week, how many conversations do you need to start? And let's say if your conversions are around 1%, 100 conversations a week. And out of the 100 divided by 5, that's 20 conversations, 20 new leads a day, or conversations a day you need to start, right? So this is very, very achievable now. Like 20 a day is like, it's gonna take you less than an hour to hit 20 new conversations a day if you're doing cold outreach. If it's a video, again, doing like 1 video a day, depends on what you are doing right now. You know what you're doing in the moment better than I do. So maybe it's hitting, losing 10 pounds. How many pounds do you lose a week? Something like that. You get the idea. Now, what I love to do is to divide the actions into 2 specific things, because we get caught up into thinking, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? And you're in the doing. But that's half of the equation. It's not just what you do, it's also who you're being when you're doing. If you are not 100% confident that by doing the things you will get your desired goal, or rather you're not 100% confident that you deserve the goal, number one, you're either not going to do the daily habits because, let's face it, you believe you don't deserve it, or if you have some limiting beliefs around success, like most people do, that when they become successful, people will judge them for their success and they're actually afraid of dying alone, or that when if they get the goal, they will lose it, they won't be able to maintain it, or the idea that success, achieving that goal of, let's say, $10,000 a month, is so different than what you're used to. You're actually afraid of the unknown. This is a conversation. This is something we cannot necessarily fix in a video because it's very different for each individual. It's very different for each person. If you want us to have a look together at what exactly specifically is happening in your subconscious mind that is holding you back, what is your specific belief that is not really fully allowing you to use this. And spoiler, if you start using this today and you're not being consistent with it, you 100%, like most of us, have limiting beliefs around this goal. So I would highly advise you to start doing it. But if you notice yourself not being consistent with tracking these goals, with finishing these goals, absolutely book a time with me. We can instantly find what's holding you back and release it faster than you can imagine. And that's kind of my specialty. So the yang, the doing. So the doing, what needs to happen a day, right? We already established in terms of daily habits, we need to start 20 conversations a day, and then do follow up with those conversations, right? And that's basically it. And something that can also help is sharing one piece of content per day. And that may be a short, or if you're doing YouTube videos and you can put out one video a day, right? That's also super good. Or let's say you are working on longer form videos, work on a long form video. You just work on it, right? Even if you publish one a week or two a week or one a month, just working on that long form video is going to help you get closer to your goals, right? It can be a short, right? Or it can be a written piece of content. Here we go. Now, the being. This is super, super important. And I gave you some resources that is, these resources are from my Warrior Shaman Mindset System that helped both beginners and multimillionaires hit their next level in business and in life. And this is, like I said, in some ways more important, or at least just as important as doing the work. If you're not 100% confident that by doing the work, or confident in yourself and what you're doing, you will not get the goal because you don't feel like you're worthy enough. If you don't feel good enough to attain that goal, it will not happen. So treat this with the utmost priority and utmost respect, because this is super important. So what you can do is watch this video. We're not going to get into it, right? When you click the link below to access the sheet, you'll have access to our video. You can fill out, or should fill out, the shifting into your powerful identity worksheet. This is going to be super, super important moving forward, because it's actually one of the daily habits. You need to read this in the morning and in the evening to see that, to see a difference in your life and in your state, more importantly, because in many ways your state dictates the quality of your work. So the being, right? Read identity statement morning and evening before bed, and first thing in the morning, right? First 30 minutes after waking up. And evening, let's say 10 minutes before bed. This will massively help with shifting your identity, becoming the person who can attain the goal, maintain the goal, amplify the goal. And another one is measure, or do your best to be in a state of joy, gratitude, confidence, and love throughout the day. Very important, regardless of what happens, especially when you experience something you don't prefer. So for example, you're having these conversations and a lot of people are going to say, I don't care about that, leave me alone, why are you messaging me? Or you're making a YouTube video and somebody's like, oh, what a shitty video, oh my god, this is going to be horrible, or you're horrible, or blah blah blah. Somebody said, if my dream was to be a failing shorts coach. And that was funny, but the idea is to laugh it off and decide that you're going to keep your positive state, your high vibrational state, no matter what happens, especially when things happen that you don't prefer. That is the key. That is the real key. If you can keep a high level vibration, a high level state, no matter what happens, you're going to be in the top 1% because it's extremely rare. Very, very, very few people know how to do that, understand how to do that. So definitely prioritize this, especially when something negative happens. And number 3, measure your state at the end of the day. So 10 out of 10, were you an 8 out of 10? Right? Were you 5 out of 10 today in terms of 10 out of 10? How much, or yes, how much did I allow myself to be my ideal self today? That person who treats life with love, with joy, with gratitude, with confidence. How much did you allow yourself? Give yourself a rating from 1 to 10. And then ask yourself, what can I do better tomorrow? Yes, self-improvement. Very important question. Very powerful question to ask yourself. And now maybe you want to add a few more habits, like maybe you want to add meditation every day. This is something you can edit right here. You just double click or click once and you can add meditation, right? Or workout, whatever that is to you, whatever is relevant to you and your process in this development that will maintain your state, or maybe study better marketing methods, right? You can add this to your habit tracking sheet. Now, a bit of a walkthrough with this. Find balance first. This again, you can edit a bit. I think I edited this right before because I think it was like start with the Warrior Shaman program. Well, you're not in the Warrior Shaman program so far, right? If you are, maybe this would be like study program, right? That was what it was initially. So read the identity statement in the morning, add your date. You just click on the date and it will be there, right? And check this off and boom. And whenever you're checking this off, you see your percentage goes up. So you can measure your progress every day. And now in terms of the notes, this is where you can actually give yourself a rating. To 10, 1 to 10, right? Exactly. And additional notes. What can you improve tomorrow? Anything that is relevant as notes for the day that will help you in this process, you can write in here. Now, what I usually recommend is you start your day with the most profitable task, especially if you're running a business, even if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's uncomfortable, start your day with that. Start your day with what you want, what you don't want to do. Eat the frog first, and you're going to see a huge difference in your performance. Or if you're doing something else, start your day with the uncomfortable. If you want to lose weight, work out. Start your day with that, right? So that could be one of your top habits, working out. Do a few push-ups. Do something that will kind of get you in that state of, you know what, I'm actually an athlete. Or in the state of, you know what, I'm actually a great marketer. Or I'm actually a great business owner. Something that will inspire that to you. Because like you, in the morning, you have the most available willpower. The more you go throughout the day, the less your willpower, the less access you have to your willpower. So that's why I highly, highly recommend starting with the uncomfortable. Beautiful. Let me know if you have any questions. Absolutely make a copy of this through the link below. And also let me know what you found from this video that was valuable and maybe what other videos I should make next. And if you've enjoyed this, absolutely check out this video right here that YouTube is probably recommending to you. And like I mentioned before, YouTube knows us better than our mothers at this point. So